Well, it's the 23rd of May, the second last Monday of the month. Thank you so much for joining us once again on the Monday Football Show. Of course, we've seen the lovely lady there on the decks. We'll find out who she is in just a moment. And indeed, it's been a weekend of football action, both locally and international. A lot of talking points as far as European football is concerned. Is Louis van Gaal staying or not? We'll be finding out in the course of this show. As well on the local front, we'll be looking at AFC Leopards. They've had a very, of course, difficult weekend. Of course, they've managed to, unfortunately, register their 6th loss on the trot. Nonetheless, we'll look at the highlights from the Kenyan Premier League in the course of this show. Of course, Waiga Mora joins us.
Yes.
Michael Kinyi, where is he?
Before we talk about Michael Kinyi, what about the guest next to you?
I'll be introducing him in just a moment.
Yes. Just a bit. Well, Michael, of course, you saw him at the Twickenham Stadium this weekend. He was watching all things rugby. He's having a good time as well, but we expect to have him on the show back next week. But we've got lots of exciting guests here. I'm going to introduce the gentleman next to me. This is Langata Gremio. I want a big shout from them just to know that they have energy today. Langata Gremio, Muko? Muko. Lovely. And of course, their management is next to Ndong. Ndong, you can tell us a bit about them?
Absolutely. Of course, you've just introduced the team. And these are the gentlemen who are involved behind the scenes to ensure that this team is actually performing on the pitch. We're joined by the coach here and, of course, the founder of Langata. Langata. Is it Langata or Langata?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
They want to confirm.
Langata. Langata Gremio.
Who confirm, Gina?
Langata Gremio.
Langata Gremio. Precisely. Mr. Japheth Aquila, of course, is the founder of Langata Gremio. Will be telling us more about where this club originated from and why he thought that football would be the way to go.
That's right, Ndong. Now, you hinted a little bit about our DJ. I want to first give her name before we'll talk to her later. She calls herself DJ Submissive. And of course, all of us, when we had that name, our eyebrows went up as we wondered. I mean, of all the millions of names that you can call yourself, DJ Submissive, we'll get to talk to her a little bit about that, her style of music, and of course, so that she follows football as well. Speaking of football, let's talk about the Harambee Stars. Their head coach, Stanley Okumbi, has called up 8 more players to join the provisional squad that will take part in 2 international friendlies set for this week. Now, Posta Rangers' Ian Otieno will join AFC Leopards' Edwin Mokolwe, Peter Nzuki from Nakumat, KCB's Tyrus Omondi, Amos Kigandi from Vihiga, Nicholas Kipkurui from Zukericho, Western Steamers, Eston Essi, and Chemelil Sugar's Joseph Owiti. Kenya will face Sudan on Saturday at the Kasarani Stadium before facing Tanzania 2 days later.
As far as the Kenyan Premier League is concerned, Mathare United are facing off against Gor Mahia. And in that particular fixture, Kogalo reigned supreme as they managed to beat their opponents by 2-0 as Godfrey Walusimbi and Rwanda's international Jacques Tuyisenge slotted home both goals.
Side, and Walusimbi will definitely drift towards the inside as soon as he gets the ball because he's only one-footed.
Walusimbi now trying to cut it, pass on a beautiful goal! Beautiful goal by Walusimbi. Curls it past Peter Odhiambo. No goalkeeper in the world could have stopped that one. And the fans coming to life here at the Nyayo National Stadium. The Green Army in the 68th minute. Walusimbi, that dangerous left foot we spoke about. And I asked you, Gilbert, what impact will it have on this game? Good luck.
Well, we'll talk about it, that he's left-footed. He will definitely push the ball to his stronger foot, the left foot, and that curve, that inside, the precision, and everything that's around it. It's a beautiful and well-crafted goal by the master himself, Godfrey Walusimbi.
Will not be bothered about other teams, just bothered about themselves. Sakwanda crossing it into the box. Tuyisenge inside. Pinpoint finish from Jack Tuyisenge. Gor Mahia's top scorer. And Gor Mahia scores second goal in the 83rd minute of this game. Mathare being taken to the sword. Gor Mahia maintaining the superiority of Mahia.
Well, the speed, the pace again we're talking about, that young man Eric, the delivery, beautiful delivery and the timing to perfection. Tuyisenge finds the back of the net with 6 goals. We talk about that young man. You talk about Steve Omano.
We continue with our focus on the Kenyan Premier League this weekend, and City Stars' winless run continued as they slumped to a 1-0 defeat to Posta Rangers at the Nyayo National Stadium.
position 3 could actually go all the way to position 1. So I think it's going to be a tight match this afternoon.
Opportunity for Rangers. Oh, Rakagunzi, big save, and the header. Oh, into the net. Beautiful goal. Excellent goal. Rangers are getting the lead. Kagunzi beaten in the 21st minute as Likono celebrates that goal with his coach. High fives. Good header from the pint-sized midfielder, beating Ronnie Kagunzi in goal in the 21st minute of this game. Posta Rangers taking the lead through Gershon Likono, who gets his second goal of the season.
It was actually coming again from the left-hand side of the attack. Again, I talked about that central defense line, that partnership between Mboko and Louis Misiko not working hard, and look at that. That reflex action by Kagunzi. But again, there was no covering. Once Kagunzi is out, he needs to have at least a defender moving into that position. But again, Mboko tries.
AFC Leopards' woes continued over the weekend as they lost by 2-1 against Thika United in a Kenyan Premier League match.
Aswani on the left flank. Now they to the center, Buko, and that one is clean by Kefa Aswani, and this time it's legal. And Aswani says, "You denied me my goal, now I have it." And Aswani gives AFC Leopards the lead in the 12th minute. A well-struck goal as Kefa Aswani gets his 5th goal of the season, and they go and hug their coach. This is a team that love their players. Polwa losing it now, opportunity for a shot at goal. Oh, and it's an equalizer. Beautiful shot from outside the box. Nandwa celebrates as Thika United come back into this game with a super strike coming in from their player. Back to captain Dennis Omina. Focuses down the left channel. Opportunity for Thika. A touch and a second goal. Clean goal by Mukangula for Thika United in the 70th minute. Once again, the Leopards defend left standing.
Well, a change in guard at Bandari seemed to have sparked some life back into the coastal-based club after Twahir Muhyiddin was fired last Wednesday due to non-performance. Bandari had failed to bag a victory in 8 matches, and this prompted a managerial intervention where Muhyiddin was shown the door. Ken Odhiambo took the mantle and inspired Bandari to register a solid 4-0 triumph over Ushuru in his first match in charge.
Just to remind you, as far as our poll question is concerned, we're asking this afternoon, we're looking at the international scene this time round, and Champions League is taking place in the course of this weekend. Of course, on Saturday, it will be a Madrid derby, and we're asking you, who do you think will win this year's Champions League? Use the hashtag MondayFootball, SMS to 22422. You can tag us on Twitter at Bernard Ndong and at Waihiga Mwaura, as well as Michael Kinyi, wherever he is. I'm sure he's watching the show. So just send in your feedback in regards to him. I can see Maurice Ocheng has already sent his response, and he thinks that Atletico Madrid will reign supreme. He says simply, Omera. That is for Atletico. Interesting sentiments there. Kevin Munene says Real Madrid have so much possibility of winning the cup. Thank you so much for sending in your feedback. And of course, earlier on in the beginning of the show, we had introduced a team to you. We had told you that we are hosting the Langata Gremio FC team here in the studio. And we're now joined by the management team here just to give us to understand where this journey began. And of course, Mr. Japheth Akulia, we know you in a different capacity in the world of sports. But this time round, football, you decided to manage a club. Where did this dream begin?
It's a dream I have had, and I'd said I'll get a team when I'm about 40.
Yes.
But you know, God's plan.
So you've licked your age there.
No. I'm not yet there. It came a bit earlier, 4 years earlier.
Yes.
So in 2014, I met these guys who are basically just training, and they asked me for balls, knowing that I worked at Supersport, and I gave them the balls, but they still came back and told us, come and watch our game, come and do what. And then I asked them, what do you do? What's your vision with football? They said, we want to play in the Premier League, but they didn't know how to get there. So I told them it's a journey. You have to start playing the league from the lowest level to the highest level.
Okay.
And they said, then take us there.
Take you there.
And that's basically how it started.
Definitely, of course, there were a lot of, you must have had your reservations, because I don't know if you have a background in football. I know you have a background in football to some extent in a different capacity, that is broadcast, but managing a team, owning a team.
No.
Why are you scared?
I didn't have any experience in that. But when they came in, and it was a challenge that came up, and like I told you, I had a dream to have a team by the time I was 40. So I said, let me take it up and see how it goes. And we started off, I played for the Nairobi Sub-County League. We started playing, we finished second.
Promoted to the county league.
Yes. And the boys showed their enthusiasm. I wasn't paying them, but they wanted to play football. So it was a bit of, today I'll buy you lunch, tomorrow I'll buy you uji in the morning after training. And somehow we just bonded, and we decided, let's take this team to the next level.
Okay.
And from there, like you saw last year, we played in the GoTV Shield. We've played in so many tournaments. We've been basically all over. We've traveled, we've gone for matches out of Nairobi.
Yes.
Yeah, just to keep the boys in football, just keep them busy. And
okay.
The thing with football is once you get them hooked, they want to play more and more. And I decided, since it's a journey I've decided to take up, I just said I'll give my all to it.
Okay.
And I also appreciate them because they've also given 100%.
In just a moment, sorry to interject. In just a moment, of course, we'll be interacting with the players, just to know more about them. But the name itself just speaks for itself. Is that the composition of the team? Is it people who come from Langata because it's Langata Gremio?
No,
how did you get
really.
these boys together?
It started with guys in Langata. Like I said, they just used to train and enjoy themselves. When we decided to make it a team, we actually opened the doors and said, if you are a great footballer out there and you want to play football,
yes,
come over. And we've had a lot of interesting guys come on board. We've had players come all the way from Thika to play for the team. We have, like here, we have Rube, who stays in Nairobi West, so he comes and plays for us. We have guys who live in Eastlands who come and play. So it's a whole composition. Originally, yes, it was Langata Gremio by the composition of Langata, but now it's an open team. We have players who want to come and join us from as far as Wajir,
yes,
and we're telling them, come on board and play, because our vision is basically to just nurture talent and build the future of Kenya in terms of players.
Perhaps, Ayiga, of course, you can interact with the players just to find out. I'm sure it's interesting backgrounds, but ultimately it's the love of the game that puts them together.
Yes, I want to... Yes, I want to interact with them, but on a different note from what we usually do. Who is the captain of the team? Kapi ni nani? Wapi Kapi? Changamka na ukuja na mic tafadhali. Kwanza ningependa ujitambulishe tafadhali. Face that way. Yes, ndio ile kamera yako sasa. Jitambulishe kwanza tukujue.
Mimi naitwa Ali Salim. Mimi ndo captain wa Langata Gremio. I'm a defender.
Okay. Mko na Langata Gremio for how long?
I think this is my first
Naomba utumie mic.
This is my first year.
First year.
Yeah.
Kwa nini unadhani management ilikuchagua ukuwe coach? What was different about you kushinda hao wase wote wengine?
I think commandment of the team.
Commandment of the team. Yeah. Ni ukweli ama ni uongo? Ni ukweli. Because you're saying you command the team, I want you to help me pick some of the players here who identify most with some of the things I'll tell you. Kwa mfano, top scorer wa hii team ni nani?
Top scorer? Abdulmalik Rashid.
Ako wapi? Asimame tumuone tafadhali. Wapi makofi Gremio? Huu ni mtu wenu. Mpe mic tusikie sauti yake pia. Mic ziko mbili. Pole mazee. Unaweza ongea tu kiwa hapo. Unataka kuketi hapa? Nasimama ndio wa Kenya wakujue. Jitambulishe tafadhali.
Naitwa Abdulmalik Rashid. Na mimi ni midfielder tu.
Wewe ni midfielder. Uko na mabao ngapi so far with Gremio?
So far tumecheza game 4, niko na bao 2 kwa ligi.
Bao 2 kwa ligi. Okay. Ukienda kufunga bao, mentality yako inakuanga vipi? Wewe ni mtu wa kuiba ama you prefer to run with the ball all alone mpaka mwisho? Tueleze style yako pia.
Hata wenzangu pia wananijua. Hao wenyewe hata wanajua. Inategemea tu na skills. Mtu akikuja vibaya anachukuliwa. Alafu naweka kitu ndani.
Would you describe yourself as maybe msee ambaye you prefer to score ama pia wewe ni provider?
I'm also the provider. Nimepiga assist kadhaa.
Ni ukweli ama ni uongo? Ni ukweli. Okay. So target yako in terms of mabao, cause naona management unakucheck. This season wa promise mabao ngapi?
This season naweza sema mimi si striker, lakini nataka ni washinde azini. Niko na bao mingi kuwashinda na pia assist ziko mingi.
Sawa, makofi kwake tafadhali. Kapika, kazi yako haijaisha. Nataka kujua most fouls. Ni za nani? Most fouls kwa team, say violent kwa hii team ni nani?
Ni swali ngumu sana.
Lazima tulisema you know how to control. Tumia mic.
Sawa, Bilal, ngolo.
Wapi? Bilal asimame tumjue. Mpe mic. Zitambulishe tafadhali kwanza.
Mimi naitwa Bilal Nyawa.
Ehe.
Nimejoin team recently. I'm from Ngara.
Na uko na nickname? Tupe nickname. Na utumie mic
nilipewa jina Kante, Ngolo Kante.
Kwa nini?
He's player from Leicester. Na anajua kuharibu.
Na ameperform.
Na ameperform.
Sasa nasikia wewe ndio msewa fouls mob sana. Why do you think Kapia amekusingle out?
Mimi, I make perfect tackles.
Diplomatic response, Diplomatic response.
He makes perfect tackles.
Yeah.
So hizo perfect tackles referee anazionanga ama?
Hata sina kadi this season.
Hauna kadi this season.
Waiga.
Yes, go ahead.
I think you needed to add yet.
Season bado iko mapema. Keti tafadhali, makofi kwake. Kapi, tuendelee na kazi. Who is the fittest player on the team? Msewa tizi zote, jumping jacks, kila kitu anaweza fanya bila shida.
Wycliffe Ochieng
ako wapi? Asimame tumtambue tafadhali. Wycliffe, ongea kidogo wa Kenya wasikie sauti.
Okay, mimi naitwa Wycliffe Ochieng.
Mike.
Mimi naitwa Wycliffe Ochieng. Mimi ni midfielder, player wa Langata Gremio. Mwa fiti kinyonisaidia kukua fiti apart from ile ya coach, mfanya zangu kando. Alafu pia mpenda kulearn like ujua kuja kuseme kwa net una kenye watu wanafanya kidogo ya noma si sana. Sasa tuna kenye unafanya
hadi kidogo, umesema kidogo ya noma kidogo tu.
Also jo kisha zioch tunakuja tunashare nao. Sasa being mimi nimewatch mbele yao have to be perfect.
Wewe unapenda tizi gani?
Physical part of it.
For example, nipe kitu specific. Agility. Sasa because tuko Monday football na Wakenya wanataka kuona hii agility na aje. Ndio hii bigger stage ama unataka kiwanja? Tuonyeshe, peane mic. Hapo DJ atatupea ka track. Lakini usijumize tafadhali. Please.
Angalia mbele tafadhali.
Hapo tu na uangalie mbele. Kama ni maybe fanya tu press ups hivi ama sit ups tu poa. Fanya kitu nzuri. Tuone unaweza chapa, unafika. Let's see one. Endelea nazo. Ni demo tu. Coach sijui kama anazichapa management, kama anazichapa before.
Ako swift mbaya.
Tuonyeshe.
Anaweza shinda hapo huyu. Atashinda hapo.
Safi, makofi kwake tafadhali. Well done. Fastest runner wa team Kapi ni nani? Usain Bolt ni nani hapa?
Tom Ogola.
Tom ako wapi? Mama Tom. Ongea kidogo Tom.
Mimi naitwa Tom Ogola. Mimi ni kama Cristiano wa team sasa.
Wewe kama Cristiano wa team, uko na mabao ngapi?
Mimi niko na bao moja.
Tumia mic tafadhali.
Niko na bao moja. Assist 2. Sasa 100 meters unadhani unaweza kimbia na how many seconds? Naweza kafanya ka Bolt 9.5.
9.5. Na ukiangalia mbele target yako?
Ni target yangu. Like for now niko Langata Gremio. But ningependa kuchezea Harambee Stars. Last year nilitwa call up under 23. Okay, siku make team but nilikuwa training now for like the whole month. So this year God willing mtu atakuwa hapo nikienda ataka bench. Just wait for me, you see me, you face again.
Safi, makofi kwake pia. Thank you. Sasa wacha tuende kidogo extracurricular hivi Kapi. Best dancer ni nani kwa hii team? Best dancer ni yeye. Ngoma gani tumpe saa hizi kwa tuko na DJ hapa? Ati local yote. Okay, kazi kwa DJ. So while DJ anatafuta ngoma, best dancer. Skills ulipata wapi? Kapi. Captain na pia best dancer my friend.
I think nilianza tu kwanza niko kwa tumbo tu. Ndio nimezaliwa nazo tu.
Na style gani wewe upenda sana? Maybe even style of music.
Mimi ni mtu wa bongo.
Wewe ni mtu wa bongo. So tukipata ngoma ya bongo hivi you can show us a thing.
Kwanza dance line kutoka Sankoro wa Diamond kama konayo. Kama kuambaza kama konayo tu.
DJ uko nayo kweli?
Diamond. Mali pa Sankoro tu, sitaki wengine Sankoro tu.
Na because captain sitaki ya dance solo, number 2 best dancer ni nani kwa team? Tomogola, karibia. Leo lazima usaidie Kapia hapa kidogo. I hope by now DJ amepata hiyo ngoma. Kidogo tuone skills hapa. Juzi tulikuwa na Harambee Starlet, walituonyesha singo tu, wacha tuone kama Sala Ng'ata iko na swag kweli. Ni hiyo? Safi. Tuone, twende kazi Kapi. Nimeambiwa mpande hapa. Karibia hapa. Ndio hiyo. Wapi makofi la Ng'ata kwa timu? Lakini naona tu style moja. Okay. Hapo. Safi. Makofi. Thank you so much. Tuko karibu kumaliza Kapia, alafu unaweza keti, lakini chukua mic hapo. Thank you DJ, shikilia hapo. Mzembe kwa hii team. Laziest person ni nani? Kuamka shida.
Nana pana mzembe hapa. Ile ile mbele chana nyuma, ile ile mbele tu hapa.
Hata kuruka hiyo swali.
Ni kijafly Ronaldo kwacho.
Nani Karibu. Simama tafadhali. I need you to defend yourself, lakini kwanza jitambulishe.
Aya, kwa majina naitwa Ronaldo kwacho. Mimi ni striker Gremio.
Sasa kwa nini wazee wanasema kulala?
Hiyo ni yake juu mimi najua laziest hapa. Ni Mwas.
Mwas pia
amenionea huyu.
Amekuonea? Mwas pia kuja ujitambulishe. Tunataka Wakenya wajue ile Ng'ata Gremio, what the team is like. Mwas pia ongea kidogo.
Kwa majina naitwa Wycliffe Mwangi.
Mwas ni Wycliffe Mwangi. Okay, endelea.
Keo Omari hapo.
Position kwa Gremios?
Mimi ni midfielder. Na huyo jamaa ndo nampatia compare hapo.
Okay, top scorer. Kwa nini watu wanasema unapenda kutembea sana?
Hiyo na urongo.
Ni uongo.
Ukweli.
Wamekuonea.
Kabisa.
Mnaweza keti basi, lakini mketi pole msijiumize because nasikia nyinyi wazembe. Hivyo. Let me see here. Mse wa social media, selfies kila siku nini, Facebook, Twitter ni nani kwa timu?
Abdulmalik Rashid.
Huyo jamaa. Selfie sana. Kuja kidogo, hata katu hapo, in fact tunaweza ongea tukiwa hapo. Uko platforms gani?
Hata pia mimi hapo nimeonewa.
Umeonewa? Watu wakitaka kufollow Facebook hivi watakupata wapi? Tumia mic tafadhali.
Kuna account ya Facebook hata.
Uko na selfie stick?
Hata sina.
Hata hauna. Wamekuonea. Wacha tumwache hapo. Last but not least, the noisiest, mse wa kelele kwa iti. Kelele, hata ukimwambia whisper, bado kelele. Eddie yako wapi? Wapi Eddie? Eddie simama Eddie tafadhali na utusalimie, lakini usishout sana kwa mic. Kidogo tu pole.
Kwa majina naitwa Brian Edgar Ocheng. Elias Eddie.
Position gani kwa timu?
Mimi fullback 2.
Nasikia wewe ndio motivator wa timu. Kwa charge na kelele kidogo ni wewe.
Kelele lazima.
How do you motivate this team? Let's say kwa mfano umefunga bao. What do you normally tell them? Team celebrate vipi? Yeye inamaanisha
hivyo tu, nduru tu.
Hivyo tu. One time hivyo na imeisha.
Unatafuta tu kitu kingine tu yenye nakuja kwa akili.
Okay. Tukimaliza hicho lazima mtatupigia ka demonstration hapo. Kapi, thank you. Eddie pia unaweza keti, asante sana. Makofi pia kwa kila mtu. We'll continue to know guys even as we continue. Ndo I think uliza managers hapo kama if they know their team, kama ini ile team, if what has been said here ni ukweli ama si ukweli.
Absolutely, I believe so. And just pick up on what Ogona just touched on earlier. He said that he has aspirations of joining, of course, some of the top clubs. I know one of your players, Geoffrey Jobita, you sold him to Sofapaka.
You sold him to Sofapaka, and now he's on loan at Nakuru All-Stars.
And now at Nakuru All-Stars. Yes. Of course, there's a lot of talent, evidently, in this team. How do you ensure that you're able to sustain it, because and also the depth of players, perhaps even the coach can come into a discussion?
Yeah, let me just say my bit, then he'll finish up. What we do is we basically look at them on a daily basis. for me, I need an update from the coach on how the players are, what they're doing. On a personal note, I always talk to the players, get to know what their aspirations are, what do they want. So I try and get them as many friendlies as possible so that they can also play with these big teams. We've been lucky enough to play with Gor, we played with Ulinzi, played with Sofapaka. We've played with many big teams, and this has helped us. For example, Jobita was seen when we went for a friendly with Sofapaka. And a lot of interest from very many coaches on our players. So I believe that it's also them to motivate themselves. When they come to train, we always tell them, look at what you're going to do. Look at the future, look at your dream. So that if you want your dream to be achieved, what you put in will also help. And then us as management, we put in what we can, creating the friendlies, talking to other coaches about our players. For example, the KPL mid-season is coming up. We are telling coaches, we have talent here. What positions do you think you want players? We send you some. Have a look at them, then make a conclusion.
Coach, of course, looking at these players, the founders just touched on just the structures that are there. When you played against Gor Mahia FC, did you feel that you've come full circle as a team?
Yeah, of course, because the previous game they played, they lost like 13 goals, 13-1, and then when I joined them, at least we reduced the margin to 7. Now I think they've actually improved basically mentally. Yes. They've improved mentally, physically as well, and also they've improved in terms of being a team. They've worked as a team, and also they've been together most of the time. Yeah. Okay. Looking at the players, there's a lot of camaraderie. I can see there's that team player kind of attitude that they have, which ideally is the most integral aspect as far as the team is concerned. The technical aspect, the skill set of these players, are they there yet? Where do they need to do? What do you need to work on so that they can reach the top level? Okay, the technical aspect is okay, but of course we want to prepare them better. We're not yet there yet, but at least by every game as we play, I think they can get to those levels that they really want, because every time, whenever they play technically, but technical football is quite average, but each and every other game, we usually try to make it to another level. Because now, if they're prepared mentally, definitely, the technique will be okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay, of course, definitely in the second stanza of this show will be trying to just understand some of the challenges that Langata Gremio FC faces as a club, of course self-funded by the management team. And Wahiga Maura, earlier on we had introduced a lovely lady in the show. She's a very unique DJ name. She goes a very interesting, unique name. I'll be finding out more about her after this short break. Of course, you know, in football there's the first half, there's the second half. Our second half begins now.
Jeshi anafundisha kurutu. Unataka nini na kila tuna chama? Unataka? Kila kuona. Mumficha hapa. By 10 o'clock ni kubarizi tu. Of course. Dad nini wewe? What is wrong? Nenda rudi kwa kampuni yenu. Kuja hapa, toa fumpi ni kama yeye ameifa tayari. Ni kama yuko ndani ya suit. Tusameheane. Amenikaranga na akanikaranga mpaka nikaiva. Sasa mpaka nimeanza kuyeyuka kama ice cream. Mapenzi pocho. Na wakatisha maji nyote. Unasikia jamaa, unatokurushia nani mkono hiyo mkono jiweke.
Mimi niko na pesa bwana, ninakwambia hata bili ikitoka hapa mpaka Tanzania ndalipa yote.
Utakuwa na washindi wa shilingi milioni 1 na wa shilingi 100,000 na pia savings za washindi zitafanywa kuwa double kila siku. Anza kusave kwenye M-Shwari leo na uwe mshindi.
Ukitaka kupatana na Vaite kamili, asili na minendo yake, muziki anayopenda, mazungumzo anayoenzi, tegea kitu kimoja tu. Mwanga FM, Kajo Kamomero.
Your data is safe with fiber cable. It doesn't radiate signals and is extremely difficult to tap.
I love these two handsome men of mine. That's why I only give them the best, thanks to Fiber to the Home, at only 5,000 Kenya shillings per month.
It is not only an employer's responsibility to drive the pension agenda. You can take responsibility and register with any of the 34 individual retirement benefit schemes that are regulated by RBA.
For queries regarding your pension scheme, call this toll-free number 0800 720 300. Retirement Benefit Authority, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Ina uwezo mwingi zaidi kupitia huduma mpya ya M-Corp Cash kutoka Cooperative Bank. M-Corp Cash, kwa mikono yetu tunaweza.
Nilikuwa napeleka ngali wapi? Siko balabala wapi? Ndugu anawekwa ndoto. Ndoto? Ndoto. Yani mapepo.
Deodorants and keep your look sparkling clean with a fresh new fragrance. Love your Louis Blue.
Welcome back to Monday Football. That was the first half. This is the second half. Keep talking to us. The hashtag is Monday Football. We've been talking with Langata Gremio, but we also told you that we've got a special DJ in the house today. She's called DJ Submissive, a very interesting name there. And before she talks to us, DJ, tuchapia cassette kamoja, to something small yani, tujibambe hapa. During the break, some of the guys were trying to take selfies with her. I'll ask her whether that's the kind of reaction she normally gets when she's out there. But meanwhile, let's see a little bit of what DJ Submissive has for us today. There, just a little bit of what DJ Submissive can offer. Now, I just want to talk with her briefly. DJ, exchange your turntables for that microphone there. Habari ya leo?
Nzuri sana.
Kupoa?
Niko salama.
Tuanze na, okay, I know DJs don't give the government name, so I won't ask you for that. But let's talk about your DJ name, DJ Submissive. Hiyo jina ilitoka wapi?
I thought of many names. Niliambiwa nijite DJ Killer because of look.
Hey, okay. DJ,
yeah.
Jina gani ingine ulipewa before? Okay, why my direct naulizwa why Killer?
Because of looks and how I do it.
Okay, what other names were you given before ukafika Submissive?
Nilipatiwa mingi sana. Most of them I cannot even remember.
Lakini ukachagua Submissive.
Nikachagua Submissive.
Now, when you talk about the word submission society today, it's become a very big talking point. A lot of women saying that the tag Submissive puts ladies, maybe at a lower place in society, and a lot of people are fighting that name, yet you gladly take it. When do you don't feel like you're fighting with, you know, the way society has become right now?
The name submissive doesn't mean I'm the one submitting. When you're listening to my music, you'll actually submit to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nimesikia wapi makofi Gremio. Nimesikia your definition. What kind of music do you like, DJ Submissive?
I like urban music and rock, but I'm all versatile. I can play anything. Reggae music, I can do local. Yeah, I'm all versatile.
Okay. If someone wants to hear you mixing beyond Monday Football, where can they find you?
I'm all over, but this Saturday you can find me at Club 3GB in Kitale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally, of course, you know it's a football show.
Yeah.
So, what do you know about football?
I'm totally clueless.
Completely clueless. How many team will support?
Manu, but if you need anything, I don't know.
You're not a supporter of Langata Gremio? Ama kuanzia leo.
Kuanzia leo.
Sema kuanzia leo mimi ni fan wenu.
Kutoka leo.
Safi there. DJ Submissive on the ones and twos. Of course, every Monday we have a different guest DJ, and she's the one who's here with us today. On Twitter, if you want to talk to you some more.
DJ
Hey, okay.
DJ_submissive.
DJ_submissive.
Yeah.
We can talk to you there. All right, take it away, DJ. And we hand you now to Bernard Ndong to continue with Monday Football.
Of course, that is DJ Submissive there on the decks, just telling us more about her career on the decks. And just some breaking news here. We just understand that, of course, remember over the weekend, the biggest talking point has been the fact that Manchester United were planning, or rather looking at firing Louis van Gaal. Well, that has happened. We can just confirm that Louis van Gaal has been sacked by Manchester United. Well, of course, ultimately, despite the fact that they played over the weekend against Crystal Palace and they won this particular trophy, and that was the FA Cup.
And headed away by Fellaini, back by Ward. A suggestion of offside here, but Punjab! No offside! Goal for Crystal Palace! Shocked to being left out of the starting lineup. He's a super sub.
It bounces up, but he keeps his composure. He's beaten for pace at the near post. What a moment for Alan Pardew.
Rooney. It's a great weaving run from the Manchester United captain. Managed to stay on the feet. He's got the cross in. Fellaini can get it down. And it's level, and it's Juan Mata. Great response from United. Here's Valencia. The 10 men are striving for a good breakthrough here. They've got it. Jesse Lingard with a thumping goal. History before your very eyes.
What a great strike it was from Lingard. Valencia
Rectified after 12 years, and for a 12th time reunited with the FA Cup are Manchester United.
Once again, thank you to everyone who's talking to us on our social media platforms and on our SMS platform 22422. Let me read two quick SMSs. MCB anasema, hey guys, I'm loving Monday Football. As a top football fan, I always love the juice poured on the show. Salute to your guests, Langata Gremio FC. And we also have Alex Kurgat. Okay, no, just leave that one for now. My name is Jack Mwindi. How are you guys? The show is awesome. I think Real Madrid will win Champions League. And Alex Kurgat, I've also seen your request to support your team. We can get back to you on that as well, even as the show continues. Now, we've told you about Louis van Gaal having been let go. And this is the man who's taking over. We have some of the latest images of him that were taken just over the weekend. We're talking about none other than Jose Mourinho. This was actually, I believe, on Sunday. He was coming out of his house, that is where he lives, and of course paparazzi, photographers, everyone was just on his case to find out, is he the one taking over or not. We can confirm now that with Louis van Gaal out of the way, we expect shortly that news that Jose Mourinho has officially taken over, and even a date on when he's going to come in and be unveiled at Old Trafford. So there we go, just some shots from the weekend. You knew him as the Chelsea manager, and he's played also as in Porto and other clubs as well. Done well for them. but can he work his magic at Manchester United? That is the question many are asking, especially after the ghost that Sir Alex Ferguson left, that no one has been able to exorcise in that club. Can this man bring Manchester United back to winning ways? That is why there's so much attention on him. He's not going to have any peace over the next couple of days as British media follows him all over. Very curious to know whether he's the right man for Manchester United.
What is interesting, Waiga, looking at those clips there, of course, the fact that Jose Mourinho is on the verge of being the new Manchester United coach is the fact that he stays in the house with no fence. So you can just see him coming out of the door. Perhaps he even looked a bit confused there. If my director can just rerun some of those clips, I'll just give some more information as far as Jose Mourinho is concerned. You can see him there leaving his house. He looks a bit confused, I guess because of the paparazzi. But what we understand is that he's going to be meeting some of the top management of Manchester United tomorrow, most likely to pen a deal. Speculation is rife that it could be a 3-year deal. What's interesting, Wahega, is the fact that he'll be in charge of Manchester United. Guess who is in charge of Manchester City? Pep Guardiola. So, to some extent, the stars have realigned once again as far as global football is concerned. Meets his formidable foe. Remember that when he was at Real Madrid and Pep Guardiola was at Barcelona. So, that will be very interesting as far as the new season is concerned, especially whenever there is the Manchester derby, Manchester City against Manchester United. And let's cross over to Spain. This is England. Let's take a look at what was happening in Spain, and specifically in the Copa del Rey. And Barcelona were playing against Sevilla, and in that particular fixture, Barcelona reigned supreme as they lifted the King's Cup, beating Sevilla. You remember they won last week the Europa League title. Unfortunately, they weren't able to secure the Copa del Rey as Barcelona bagged their second trophy of the season. Remember, they had clinched the Spanish La Liga, and they added this one as well. 2-1 is how it ended. 2-0, I beg your pardon, is how it ended in favor of the Catalans.
Well, we'll be talking about trophies quite a bit in today's show. FC Bayern Munich, they returned home victorious on Sunday after clinching victory in the German Cup in Berlin's Olympic Stadium. Here is how it happened as they beat Borussia Dortmund 4-3 on penalties to win for the 18th time on Saturday, handing coach Pep Guardiola another domestic double in his final game in charge as he heads over to Manchester City.
2015 to 2016. With the last kick of the game, come to regard as their very own. Pep Guardiola. 3-2-1, up she goes. Bayern München. DFB Pokal winners. 2015 to 16 season.
After lifting the German Cup, logically the team celebrated in style in the streets of Bayern. As of course the most interesting aspect as far as those celebrations are concerned was the fact that Jerome Boateng managed to show off his beatboxing skills as Bayern Munich celebrated that second trophy of the season. He was showing off the newly acquired German Cup on top of the town hall balcony. Boateng was summoned by teammate Thomas Müller to provide beats to the gathered fans, and we'll be having that clip in just a moment, of course, despite some initial hesitation, but his teammate Thomas Müller urged him on, and he managed to show off that he has more skills aside from playing the beautiful game.
Kannst du uns da vielleicht eine kleine Kostprobe geben? Das habe ich schon richtig gelesen, oder? Hast du. Im FC Bayern Magazin stand 2026, Jerome Boateng ist Rapper. Nein, nein, nein.
Definitely a footballer there with an extra skill. We move on to other stories, and on a more somber note, an Argentine soccer player tragically died on the pitch Sunday after colliding with another player and catching a knee to his head. The player, identified in local media as 24-year-old Mikel Vavre, who played for San Jorge de Villa in Argentina's Rios province, fell to the ground while battling for the ball against his defenders against the other side.
So that is a tragic end to a promising career. Jamie Vardy will miss England's next friendly against Australia because he will most likely be in his honeymoon. Vardy scored one of the goals for the English when they beat Turkey 2-1 in an international friendly.
Turkey looks for an offside. It looked as though Harry Kane was boarded on the offside. May have even gone out of play there. Watch the next touch here from Dele Alli. One touch control, then plays it through. Harry Kane is offside when the ball's played. No question about that. Against England in their 11th fixture against them. Cahill just slipped here. Watch as the ball's going across. Cahill just slips there. Tight on the near post again. Over him. It's Cahill. Oh, it's followed in by Vardy. The defender couldn't deal with it. And Jamie Vardy was on the spot to keep his run going.
Remember, we had asked you earlier on, as far as the Champions League is concerned, who do you think will triumph over the weekend? It's a Madrid derby, Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. And there's a shout out here to one of the members of Langata Gremio. This is a gentleman, his name is I am Mutuku Fred. He says that he's a good friend, not rather, I beg your pardon, at Murimi Jiru Jr. He says that Ali Salim is a good player and a great mentor, best defender he ever played with. Of course, that's a shout out to one of our fans of Langata Gremio. And we are still with the management team here, and earlier on we just talked about how the team was formed, its background, its history. And for every football team, a very big talking point is the aspect of challenges. Self-funded team, how do you manage to play games? It must be very difficult.
It is very difficult. It's a lot of sacrifice, to be honest. Like you said, it's self-funded. I've basically run the team on my own for...
What do you do? On the side, what do you do? I'm sure you're not a football player, football manager, or football owner.
No, yeah, so basically it's what I do. I work at SuperSport as a marketing manager. That's basically the main thing. A little bit of other side hustles also have come on board. But it is difficult, like you said. I've run the team 1.5 years now, almost 2 years. And it's difficult, but the one pledge I made to the boys is we will play every league match without fail. We will travel to whatever area that we have to travel, because the one thing is that we all believe as a team is we want to change the face of Kenyan football. And if we are to change is we have to be organized, we have to get to games on time, we have to wear full kits, we have to be disciplined, we have to do all that. Okay. So the one thing we can't do is we can't start giving walkovers and stuff like that. So I promise them that I'll do everything in my power to ensure that we never miss a game. If it's a home game, we'll pay for the grounds and everything. Okay. And I think we've been lucky that we've done everything as planned. It is difficult because it is from my own pocket.
From your own pocket?
Yeah, but because of the passion that I have and because of these young men here, I do it very passionately every day.
Two quick questions. FKF, have they supported you in any way, in any capacity? Have you been in contact with them? And then the final question, I'm only seeing gents. Where are the ladies?
Okay. So FKF, Yes, they always tell us to ensure we are there at the games and stuff like that. But they do support in terms of when we go and tell them we'd like some things changed, some things improved, they do come in. But for me, it's a pledge to anyone out there who's willing to support an upcoming team to come up and support us. I can tell you that Langata Gremio is the place to be. We believe that the future is in our hands. So yes, we believe that if we get sponsors, we'll even do better than we are doing now. In terms of ladies, we've had discussions with several ladies teams, especially last year. We almost took up one. But you know, again, there are a lot of intricacies, because you might get a team that you want to manage, but they also have their own internal politics. So it's a bit difficult. So we are thinking and we are discussing with the coach here. We want to start our own ladies team. Okay. So if there are any ladies out there who want to play football, start talking to us.
Well, I'm very sure the gents will be very excited with the fact of the prospects of having a ladies team playing alongside them. I can see them smiling when they heard that will be a reality sooner rather than later. I don't think we'll find out their background as well.
I don't think they are as happy for the same reason as you are, for obvious reasons. In the interest of time, there are those who did not get a chance to speak. I'd just like to hear them I'd just like them to introduce themselves rather to Kenyans. Tell us what position you play. And also, when you're not playing football, what do you do? Are you in school? Are you working as well? We can start over here with this gentleman.
Well, thank you. My name's Ibrahim Khalif. In the pitch, they call me Toti.
Okay.
I'm a student at the Kenya School of Law, and I find it nice. I play in the morning, and in the afternoon I go to class.
Okay.
I find it interesting.
What position do you play?
I'm a center forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a center forward with a litigation background.
Yeah.
Okay, very well done. Let's go next.
Mi kwa majina naitwa Faisal Hassan. Kwa pitch naitwa Bagu.
Bagu.
Nakaa siko zoezi. Niko shule St. Paul's University.
Okay. All right. Tuendelee. Ulikuwa haujapata chance ya kuongea? Jitambulishe tafadhali.
Majina yangu ni Shadrack Sirem. Mimi ni winger Nilimaliza high school.
Okay. Hauna nickname ama imeisha hivyo? Wacha tu hiyo jina. Okay, tusikie mwingine.
Okay, mimi naitwa Bruce Ekesa. Nilikuwa Zitech, studied hospitality. Currently nafanya graphics design at NIBS College na mini goalkeeper.
Okay, good. I think tushuke hapa sasa chini. The photographer of the team.
My name is John Massey. I'm the team's administrator. Off duty, while I'm not serving my team, I go to school at Computer Pride Training College. I study IT.
Okay. So I think hapa ni kama kila mtu ameongea. Huyo tu.
Kwa majina naitwa Robert Onyango. Mimi ni utility player. Na formerly nilikuwa na Gor Mahia. Na Gremio nimeingia kujitambua na kurudisha skills zile nilikuwa nao. Football ni kitu nimetaka kufanya as a profession. Even though kitu linikazia ni ile afu kwenda shule Uganda, lakini nilimaliza. Sasa nimekuja na niko way much focus na experience ile nilikuwa nayo. Nataka kurudisha kwa league tena.
Asante sana. Very well. Well done, there we go. Kuna yule hajaongea. I think everyone has managed just to talk a little bit, to get to know what they do. I can see clearly most are in school. Many are studying up until the degree level, which I feel for me is commendable, and I hope that the management will be able to work closely with them to ensure that time for training and of course time for going to school and going to work is also put into place. So I believe, Ndong, that's all we had time for. It's been a lovely show, but yes, finally we like leaving on a lighter note. And so we have some funny clips of some of the things that were happening over the weekend. Let's just take a look at them very quickly. This is the first one, and it's Liverpool fans singing. That was before the match, of course, because after the match they were not singing. You can hear what song they are singing in the background.
It's very ironic with the song they're singing.
Yes, because they were worried after that. That's right. Well, we'll be moving on to the next clip. That's just a bit of the action that was happening over the weekend. This is also the Liverpool-Sevilla game. A bit of violence that took place on the stands, even as you could see there, it's an amateur camera just capturing some of the fighting that took place. Just so that you know that hooliganism is not just an African problem, it's an international problem.
They're likely to be sanctioned as well.
Yes, definitely. So this is what happened before the Europa League final, where Sevilla, of course, walked away with it, but the fans decided to express their emotions in a different way, which is very unfortunate. Now, Borussia Dortmund versus Bayern Munich. Some of their fans met on two different ships and were singing to each other. Very interesting. You can see them decked there in their colors. We can just see a bit of that song that they... Well, we might not quite understand the language, but
how convenient was that, Weiga, the fact that you find that Borussia Dortmund, you know the rivalry between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. I remember a few seasons back they actually faced off against each other in the final of the Champions League. This weekend we have a similar derby, Madrid derby, that is Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid. But that shows the passion and the interest that football arouses among its fans.
That's right. And finally, these are some soccer skills. I don't know if you've ever seen this anywhere else, but this was the first time for us on the Monday Football Show.
I don't know if one of the players from Langata Gremio can be able to achieve that.
It's like he's got glue to the ball. It's unbelievable how he's able to just... Well, Fernand Ndong, that's all the time we had for. I know it's a busy day on the news desk, and we'll be crossing over. I know Hussein Mohammed will be joining us shortly right here to tell us a bit more about what's been happening in the CBD and other counties today. So,
absolutely.
So, of course, don't go anywhere. We'll have that coverage up next. Van Ndong, I think the team wants to go out.
Definitely, because every time they score, they apparently understand from the management that they have a unique way of celebrating a goal. I'm sure the lead dancer would be the captain. We saw his dancing skills earlier on, of course, and his second in command there, Ogola, said that they can dance. So let's see whether or not that Langata Gremio can actually dance as a unit rather, as we wind up the show. Thank you so much indeed for joining us this afternoon, the second last Monday of the month of May. We do hope that we'll join you again next week. Have a fantastic week from us. Bye-bye.
Chosen generation, we've been called for to show His excellence. Hey, all I require for life, God has given me, and I know who I am. We are a chosen generation, we've been called for to show His excellence. All I require for life, God has given me. For I know who I am. I know who God says I am. What He says I am. Where He says I'm at. I know who I am. I know who God says I am. What He says I am. Where He says I'm at. I know who I am. I'm working in power. I work in miracles. I live a life of cruising downtown Lagos, man, them a say them a find me for Ghana. Killing me my G's and girls all around me like Rihanna. They feel the jam me a make.